Living on the edge of nothingness can really help to bring you closer to your true self. When we talk about the true self, it's not to be mistaken for your image, because we tend to put more focus on the image, on the persona, more than what is actually hiding behind the mask, which is the true self. Behind the ego, behind behind intelligent, behind intellect. Sorry, behind intellect is intelligence, and this intelligence is transcendent. It's something that we can't understand. It's intuitive. This is how this is where our true self operates from. And I want to touch on getting close to feeling nothing, or feeling death essentially. Because I just had an interesting experience, right, a couple of days ago. I spoke to some guys in the gym, and they were boxing. Actually, they were practicing just boxing, and I think it's called jiu-jitsu. I mean, they call it grappling, but it's basically jiu-jitsu, And I started speaking to these guys, and then I was just like, oh, like, I don't mind. They asked if I wanted to spar with them, so I said I don't mind. Like, let's start sparring, whatever. So we did a couple boxing matches, like informal, obviously, just gloves, and I wasn't used to getting hit in the head, in the face, because I mean, I've been in fights before, even in school, in high school, secondary school, and sixth form, college, but it was usually body shots or grappling, just trying to get the other guy to the ground. Like, I'm not used to getting hit in the head, so that was an interesting experience, just getting hit in the face and hitting another man in the face. And at some point, instead of boxing, we moved on to grappling. And what was interesting about it, I ignored the crust of my eyes, fam. Golly. Yeah. We grappled, and it's very different fighting a skilled person, because, they're a skilled person, like, they literally have your life in their hands. And at some point I got put in a submissive hold, and I was getting choked out. Pause in it. I was getting choked out. It literally felt like I was dying, bro. And like, I was still trying to fight. And I was even like threatening the guy while I was in the submissive hold. I was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. Like, let me, like, once I get out of this hold, I'm gonna, And I was even struggling to speak at that point. But obviously I tapped out at some point. And it was just so interesting, like, that feeling of drawing nearer to death and still fighting death, still struggling. No other thought other than, I'm dying right now. No other thought than that I'm dying. I forgot everything else, all my worries, all my goals. I forgot everything, my persona, everything. The important link here is the link with meditation, meditative practices, breath work, meditation. Meditation is essentially a practice for death. You're practicing dying, right? Every time you finish a meditation, you come out feeling different every time. There's no one feeling you can take away from it. Because you're so close to death, you're so close to just not doing nothing, being nothing, and not identifying with anything that's happening externally or even in your mind. You identify with only your internal state, your true self, let me say, you identify with life at that point and death. Breathing in, out, breathing in life and breathing same life back out. Another thing I did yesterday, actually, I went on a walk. And I mean, normally I do go on walks, but it's usually short and I usually know where I'm going. But this time I decided, let me go for a long distance and go to somewhere I've never been before. At some point I got lost. Like, I ended up walking outside of my actual city somehow. I found my way back eventually, but I was outside for like 2 hours or something like that. I was outside for 2 hours. I even saw the sign that said like welcome to the city, basically. And I saw another sign at some point, like an hour and something in to the walk, saying goodbye. So that's how I found my way back. But aside from that walk, I just had music on, it was bopping. Even the sense of time, like, I just decided, why am I, I'm gonna take this walk as far as I need to take it and not think about anything. Well, I didn't even have anything else to do that day, so I said, yo, the concept of time, by the time it left me, all that was there was just peace. Like, I just felt peace of myself. I've never just felt more connected with my true self. And every thought that came, I was able to observe it, even while just walking, listening to music, not knowing where I was. My point is, anyway, you need to be able to drop your mask or be aware that you are wearing a mask in the first place, and cultivate a connection with your true self and know when it's speaking to you. And when it does speak to you, what you should do is to just listen and act. Don't try and respond. Just listen and act. And even if the instructions sound like they'll do more harm than good, you have to remember that your true self transcends all logic, all intellect. Your intellect is built up of what your ego's amalgamation of culture, school, experiences from the external, obviously. So you need to be aware that the true self won't even make sense anyway. Half the time, they won't even make sense. Yeah, keep in connection with your true self. You're keeping in connection with God, with the higher intelligence, however you want to conceptualize it. So I hope you guys have been, sorry, I just jumped straight into this video because I've been thinking about this for a while now still. But I hope you guys have been staying blessed and taking control. In fact, not even taking control. Because at this point, awakening to your true self, it's all just about letting go of the need for control. So either way, I hope you guys have still been progressing, and I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. And if you made it this far, like and subscribe. Really, yeah, more for them, bro. All right, stay blessed.